Irving returning for the Nets. They ended up losing by 12 in double overtime to the Cavs. Brooklyn's big three combined for nearly 100 points, but they had no answers for Colin Sexton, who put up 42 for the Cavs. So, Shannon, from what you saw last night, do you feel better or worse about Brooklyn's chances of winning the East?
I don't feel as strongly as I once did, for the simple fact, Skip. I think their defense has gotten the defense is worse than I thought it was going to be. If you're this bad defensively in the regular season, it's hard for me to see a scenario in which you pick it up and you get exponentially better come playoff time. They made the worst offensive basketball team look like the 2017 Warriors out there last night. And you keep telling me, oh, Colin Sexton did this. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Colin Sexton did that. That's not Jason Tatum. That's not Joel Embiid. That's not LeBron James. That's not Kawhi. That's not Paul George. You're absolutely right. Colin Sexton looked like Steph Curry last night.
And what did you tell me about James Harden as he finally got his wish and got to the Brooklyn Nets? You told me he was at least 15 pounds overweight.
What that got to do with anything? Skip,
last
playing
night,
defense.
Steve Nash played in 51 minutes.
Okay.
51 minutes? That's absurd.
Okay, he played in 51 minutes, played KD 50 minutes, played Kyrie 48 minutes. How did that help them defensively?
This is the first time these three have ever played together on the same floor, and it wasn't just some preseason game. It actually counted. And two of the
January
players,
game counts now.
Well, you traded two players, Jared Allen and Taurean Prince, who did numbers on you coming off the bench because they were inspired just like Cleveland was inspired.
How many All-NBA teams, how many All-Star games have those guys you just mentioned went to?
I don't know. Jared Allen probably going to go to one pretty soon.
Yeah, if he keeps playing them, he'll be a defensive player of the year.
Really? So you're going to leap to the conclusion that they play no defense after one game, the first game together, which was actually a cardio scrimmage, thanks to Steve Nash, who just played his big three all the way through 2 overtimes. The third overtime, they were dead in the water because their legs were dead underneath them. I couldn't believe they were still on the floor. And their best defenders sat on the bench last night because I keep telling you, don't sleep on Bruce Brown.
So why was he on the bench?
Because Steve Nash said it's their first night together. They need reps. They need to try to figure each other out on offense before they start figuring out defense.
Let me get this straight. You got 60 more games left in the season, and you want to try to condense it into one game. So you don't want to spread it.
You do.
No, Skip. Okay, I understand offensively, getting cohesion. What about defense?
Okay, I saw really high-level defense the last 5 or 6 minutes of the fourth quarter. I saw them clamp down and say, okay, enough of these guys. They're making shots out of their mind, including Larry Nance Jr., who's just bombing threes from everywhere. Jetty, remember Jetty?
Yeah, Jetty. Yeah.
And he's making 3. He made 4 last night. Every time I looked up, they'd make another 3 because they were out of their mind.
Because they're wide open.
They had one of those crazy shooting nights where everybody went in the twilight zone. But then guess what happened?
What happened?
The Nets said, that's enough of that. And they clamped down, they locked down, and they shut down the Cavaliers. And they went on a 28-15 run to end the game. And what did I tell you happened at the end of the game? Kyrie said, I got this. And in a tie game, if we could see it quickly, he drives on Colin Sexton. And Colin Sexton, here it is, the ball.
Colin Sexton lost the ball.
Yeah, he lost the ball. And here comes Kyrie. I got it. And he blows right by him. That's a foul. I immediately tweeted that was a foul on Colin Sexton, who leaned in, reached, and hacked Kyrie. Look, he grabs his leg.
No,
and they called offensive foul on Kyrie elbowing Colin Sexton in the mouth. What are you doing? And I immediately tweeted, that is not an offensive foul. And guess what? They go review it and overturn it. But guess what you get to do after you get the call overturned? You don't get to shoot the free throws like you should to win the game, and it would have been over.
You know what I noticed?
You have to jump ball.
You know what I noticed?
You get penalized for the referee blunder.
Were you going to mention about that walk that James Harden got and got to shoot 2 free throws? You didn't mention that.
Well, it didn't matter.
It would have mattered because we would have got the ball back and y'all would have been behind. We would have had to hit a 3.
That was the end of the game right there. That was it. Period. End of story. And you wouldn't be able to gloat over there about, they don't play any defense. I saw high-level defense. I saw Kevin Durant block 4 shots last night. I saw James Harden, who led the league in steals last year, and now he's leading the league, and guess what? Assists.
Yeah. I saw Jetty Osman get 25. I saw the bench, Torian Prince.
It's over. They play no
17.
defense. Their
They
first
don't.
night together. You're wrong about that.
Okay, what about
gonna
Orlando?
eat- you're gonna
What about
eat-
Orlando? What about Orlando? How did
They didn't play Orlando last night.
I said the other night?
Oh, well, was Kyrie there? No.
Skip, I said when Kyrie comes back, they're going to be even smaller in the starting lineup than what they were when Kyrie was out.
Do you remember this guy named DeAndre Jordan?
Yes.
He actually starts for them, and he made 6 out of 7 shots last night. He can still rim protect
Yeah.
at the highest level. And Steve Nash said, no, I owe it to Joe Harris because he was a starter while Kyrie was gone. I need to play. He played him 42 minutes, so they just went small the whole rest of the game.
That's what you have to do. That's what they get. Their best lineup is small.
No. Nope. You watch. DeAndre will be in there. And I'm going to tell you one more time, you better not sleep on Bruce Brown. He can defend at the highest level.
Well, he
on the
didn't
perimeter.
defend last night. He should have defended last night.
Yeah,
but
he
here's
got
the
to
thing.
play 7 minutes.
So you're going to start KD, Jeff Green, DeAndre Jordan, Harden, and Irving. So what you going to do with Joe Harris?
Well, he's not going to play 42 minutes, I can tell you that.
So how does he get his rhythm?
And speaking of a defensive liability, he looks like one to me.
So
the
what's
other guys are not.
You do realize Kyrie's guy got 42.
His guy got 15 in the second overtime after Kyrie has played
That's
48
on Kyrie.
minutes. Oh, stop it.
So
He'd been out for 7 games, and he comes back and plays 48 minutes?
yeah.
Out of your mind.
You do realize he had 27 before he got there.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
He's
well,
really
it's just
good,
the
too.
start.
Oh, now he really good. So now he Dame Lillard. Now he Dame Dollar.
Well, sometimes
He
he's
looked like
better.
Dame Dollar last night.
That's what he looks like.
Dame
We
Dollar.
got to talk about your team, Shannon. Should the Lakers be feeling the pressure tonight
Yep.
against
No.
the Bucks?
Yep.
I think maybe that's
No.
next.
I learned what I do to be true all along. Although they're going to be outstanding offense, defense is going to be their problem. And they're a very small team with now that they got Kyrie back, because the majority of the game, Jeff Green was playing the 5 spot. And Skip, that's going to be a problem. And I told you, I said, Skip, what they're doing is that they're going to need to score somewhere between 120 and 140. In order to win these games, because they don't play any defense. They play no defense. A lot of standing around. And when they got rid of Allen, when they got rid of Torian Prince, those were they're really good on-ball defenders. Now, if you want to talk about deflections and you want to talk about all this, that's fine and good. All I know is this. You got almost 100 points from 3 guys. You got 20 rebounds. You got 20 assists. And you lost the game. Because why? You gave up 20 points in one overtime. In a 5-minute overtime, you gave up 20 points in one of them. Now, I don't know if people know this at home, ladies and gentlemen. The Cleveland Cavaliers are the worst offensive team in all of basketball. And they just got 147. Now, their offensive rating last night was 122. The highest offensive rating in NBA history. The Dallas Mavericks had it last year at 116. But Skip Bayless is going to come out here and tell you they can play defense. No, they can't. You see what Colin Sexton did to Kyrie? Kyrie came back and got 38. But the other guy got 42. Now, Kevin Love and Garland didn't even play. Skip, I watched them closely. I don't see a whole lot of sets. I see a whole lot of one-on-one, and then they try to break you down, and when you come to help, I kick the ball. This style of play works really, really well if guys are knocking down shots. Skip, we've seen this. We've seen it in Phoenix. We've seen it in Houston. But when they load up on you come playoff time, it's going to be very, very interesting. They're going to need to get some bench. Their bench was awful last night. Joe Harris couldn't make any shots. But Skip, I mean, you got guys playing, KD playing 50 minutes, James Harden playing 50, Kyrie playing almost 49. And then you got Joe Harris off the bench playing 41. And then your other 3 guys play 11 and 10 and 7. Defense is going to be an issue for them. They're going to need to get this resolved, Skip, because think about this. Before I turn it over to you, Andre Drummond didn't really post because he's really not the great post player. Jared Allen, he's really not a post. I'm talking about offensive player. They're post, they're bigs, but not offense. Play with the back. Ooh, I get you. But I don't know if you noticed last night. Did you see that big guy in Philly? He's going to punish somebody. He ain't going to punish somebody.
I mean, the guy I keep telling you is the best big man in basketball by far, not even close, and you keep saying no, no, no.
Yo.
Now you're on his bandwagon?
No, Skip. I did not. Hold on. How do you take me saying the guy in Philly is a load, and they don't have anybody to deal with him. You saw what he did last night. This is the second time he's been over 40 with double-digit rebounds, 40 points, double-digit rebounds. I'm saying because they're so small, and they don't have a true post presence to defend someone like that, that could be a problem. That's what I'm saying. Defense is going to be a problem. Offensively, they're set. But defense, James Harden only got 2 shots in the first half. I don't know he happy about that. I don't know he happy about that. That ain't none of my business, though. Go ahead.
You finished?
Go ahead.
I got to get a new TV because I saw an upside-down game from what you saw.
Okay,
I have no idea what game you are talking about.
Okay.
I saw the new greatest show on earth. This is must-see TV. This is hashtag nothing but nets. I saw an offensive tour de force, and I saw a head coach in Steve Nash, never been a head coach before, who just said, you know what? Let's turn this into one long cardio scrimmage. I'm going to play my new big 3 in Kyrie's debut, a career-high Kevin Durant 50 minutes, a career-high for James Harden 50, but really 51 minutes. And I'm going to play Kyrie Irving 48 minutes and 22 seconds after he has been out for 7 games and was worried about his cardio coming back. Right? That's how many minutes I'm going to play those guys, and I'm going to play them all 3 because they just need reps.
Right. And you wanted to win that game.
It was against a team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are...